Oh man, we're back. I can't. Oh, that's definitely the wrong overlay. We're back. It's time for more RoX.KiS versus Na'Vi. Your WePlay.tv show match. This one, of course, I will mention again, is available on Dota TV. Not just the show match, but the entire WePlay.tv Season 1 event, including, well, our playoffs coming up soon with the same 8 teams as the G1 League Finals. It wasn't planned that way, but it has turned out that way. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. We're in Game 2. Na'Vi, they've already pocketed $200. They will be looking to pocket $800 more. And if they win 5 games, they get a bonus $500. We'll see if it comes down to that. We're now well into Game 2. If you missed Game 1, you probably should watch the VOD or the replay for Game 1 because you missed some Dendy Pudge. You missed some Fountain Hooks as well. Anyway, with all that being said, I'm joined here today by Epi. Epi, how you doing?
Hi, man. I'm doing pretty good. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you well. Everything seems fine on my end. Hopefully your connection's stabilized a bit.
Yeah, it did. I had XSplit on, and then it kind of interfered with Skype. But yeah, thanks a lot for having me. Game 1 was pretty awesome, so I'm very glad to be here for game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, how can you top it, though? That's sort of how I'm feeling right now. It's Dendy Fountain Hooking Pudge. There's nowhere to go but down from that, I imagine. And as I say that, maybe Na'Vi will pull something out of the hat.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty interesting. I mean, Na'Vi generally as a team, very impressive as of late, but so RoX.KiS, they've also been very, very strong. And you know, there's been a little bit of drama online about, you know, just Virtus Pro RoX.KiS, about challenges and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see like the long-standing champ Na'Vi, even after the roster change, still kind of showcasing that they are not to be messed with. So perhaps RoX.KiS will be able to pull something out of their hats for game 2, but it's a best of 5 series, so anything can happen, I guess.
Yeah, it's a show match as well, and the way this series will work, guys, is we do play all 5 games no matter what. So each match assigned a flat $200 in prizes, and if you win the whole thing, you not only get that $1,000 for taking all 5 games, you get a bonus 500 if you win 5-0. If you win 4-1, you get a bonus 200. So basically, the more you win, the more money you get, and it only goes up from there. And it's a lot of fun as well. We could see Na'Vi having some fun with it, but it's enough money, even for a team like Na'Vi, that, hey, I mean, that's a nice couple of meals out, to say the least. So you imagine they'll want to pocket the money, and they certainly don't want to lose to RoX.KiS, who is not afraid to all chat or BM pause in Game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have some youngsters on the team too, so I think Puppy hit the nail on the head when he was giving the interview in Poland, that you know, the new guys are always very, very hard to beat. They always have new strats, and it's their job as you know, long-standing players to kind of have the experience and the oversight to be able to react to whatever they can bring to the table later on. And I feel that RoX.KiS as a squad, they've really matured a lot, and I think that they still have a lot of potential to improve even more. So I guess games against teams like Na'Vi always great, even for their personal development. And yeah, very interested to see what happens.
Yeah, it's as much as it's a show match, it's an opportunity to play a prolonged series against one of the top teams. And you know, Game 1 really looked good for them. They were winning the laning stage. They had 3 carries, free farming, but then it just felt like Na'Vi, the veteran expertise and better team decision-making came into play, and from there, just had a couple good engagements. Funnick had some huge black holes, and the game turned around. If Na'Vi want to do something fun, which I bring up because they did something fun in Game 1, well, maybe it's a carry Earthshaker, something Dendy has run in the past, and it sounds awkward, but if Earthshaker gets big enough, Enchant Totem can just one-shot heroes later on. So I'm just throwing that out there, but most likely it'll be a support Earthshaker, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. We've seen Dendy rock the Earthshaker as a carry about a year ago, so perhaps Na'Vi will feel, you know, like going that way.
You're right. Has it really been a year? I guess it has. It's been a while.
I mean, time flies, man. As soon as you get a job and you have a normal routine, time flies. But maybe, you know, one thing I think a show match would be also a good venue for is to kind of disguise one of those strats that people have prepared for bigger events, you know, to kind of disguise those strats, to play them, but, you know, disguised as just a fun pick. And maybe we'll see something that is picked for fun but still works out great. I mean, an Earthshaker has its place. It's a very great hero for defensive tri-lane, and also the fissure block is always a good gimmick to have.
Luna the pick. So Na'Vi going full try-hard this game. They'll pick up the Luna now. They get a very solid composition at that, and you can't fault them for it. It will give them... I mean, between Prophet and Luna, you can muscle down towers quickly. You also get a hero who can build the early mechanism and a keeper of the light with his efficient jungling, and that's going to add some additional oomph to their push. We'll see what they do for that last pick. If it's a support Earthshaker, they'll need another solo. Probably that solo mid for Dendy. If it's a carrier shaker, then they'll need another support. So we'll see what way they go. They've also got the Funnic Prophet, so pretty straightforward from them. As for RoX.KiS, I wonder what they go for here. We saw Dread playing that Lone Druid last game, played fantastically in the laning stage, kind of slipped in the mid game, and they have the makings of a strong tri-lane right now. If they want to go that route, which I imagine they probably will be inclined to, they'll go TIMBERSAW. All right, someone's having fun this match. And this is a hero that makes Nature's Prophet very, very sad. I love the pick.
Holy hell, I wasn't expecting that. I was going to start theory crafting about a Beastmaster pick, for example, to counteract all that nuke potential from Na'Vi, but they're like...
This is so much better.
This is pretty good, man. TIMBERSAW and Nature's Prophet, they're pretty much best friends.
Yeah. If by best friends, there's the one guy who just takes all your toys and breaks them, and then and then he's like, he throws you a bone or something. But yeah, that's pretty much what TIMBERSAW does. He takes all of Prophet's toys away and just makes them very, very sad at that. So they'll end it with a lion, and Na'Vi playing pretty standard here. I don't know what RoX.KiS can do with this last pick, because nothing is going to top this TIMBERSAW selection.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. TIMBERSAW kind of functions very similarly to a Storm Spirit in terms of the mana consumption that he needs, and perhaps he could also be used as a pipe carrier, although I've never seen that yet. But in theory, I can see it work out. They will certainly need a pipe, I think, relatively early on. If you look at Navi's lineup, they have a really strong, balanced lineup. The team fight is great, the push potential is good, the counter push, and also Luna scales really, really strongly. And if, oh, Funnic's playing Lion, okay, that's
well, we'll see if they look to swap these up. It's Dendy on the Prophet, which, I mean, maybe it's a tri-lane Lion. You run the Luna as a solo safe lane, you put the Prophet mid, and you just spam. Impale, Fissure, Illuminate. That's an annoying lane to deal with. RoX.KiS, they have a decent tri-lane in their own right, but Na'Vi can just harass you and wear you down from long range, and RoX.KiS won't be getting close unless Na'Vi really screw up. So it's kind of an unusual composition, but I think it can work.
What's that Kunkka pick for, though? I'm struggling to see how he ties it.
Well,
I mean, he's going...
You wanted counter push. Potentially that comes a bit from the cleave, and it could be a nice laning combo with the Shadow Demon Leshrac. Maybe run the TIMBERSAW and the Gyro as your two solos, put the TIMBERSAW safe lane or even off lane and the Gyro mid. Yeah, it's unusual. I could see it working.
Yeah, I mean, Kunkka, of course, hits really hard. He gets shut down easily, though. He doesn't really have that escape mechanism, and I wonder, though. I think Na'Vi, especially one of those teams that have the propensity to, once they get a great start, that they are extremely hard to stop. They just start snowballing, and it's one of those teams that rotate very smoothly. I think Puppy has a very, very good eye for watching or just anticipating the evolvement of the evolution of the minimap movement inside the game, or he even shapes it to a great degree. And with the Lion, with the nuke potential and all the disables that Na'Vi have, I feel like Kunkka's going to have a really rough time. So Solo will have to get a great start in mid, and then perhaps get a fast Shadow Blade. But even that Shadow Blade with all that disable on Na'Vi, I mean, it's not like they're not going to buy a dust.
There's always dread. I mean, you mentioned Na'Vi, they get a good start, they snowball. You need, for anyone who hasn't watched that match, go watch RoX.KiS versus Dignitas for the WePlay.tv group stages, because Dread played Axe, and he ended the game at 18 minutes against Dignitas, a team that is one of your, I would say, easily top 8 Western teams, if not even a bit higher than that. I mean, some people would even put them top 3 or 4, and certainly in the discussion is one of those top 5 to 8 teams, and they made them look silly with the Axe pick. And TIMBERSAW is the kind of hero that if he gets rolling, he really gets rolling, and he's a tanky one as well. Lunas are not going to be that effective against him later on. Sure, you get, well, I mean, it's still nice, but once you get that reactive armor stacked up, plus 16 armor potentially, hard to kill. So I'm really hoping, no matter how this game develops, that we see one thing, and that is a very farmed TIMBERSAW. I mean, have you seen the Timber Chain Chase YouTube video? It's like,
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for this game, no matter what else happens.
Yeah, I hope that Dread gets a good start on that hero too. I think still I guess he would be the main candidate for going for a pipe, because even though he does have that potential for a lot of physical resistance, there's Lion, there's Illuminate, there's Earthshaker, so he can get bursted down very hard nonetheless. But hey, I've never seen a TIMBERSAW in a competitive game, so we'll see, man. Dread, of course, one of the most experienced players in this scene, so let's see what he can do for us.
Yeah, it has been picked before. Zenith ran it, and they actually won that game. I think it was against First Departure for the G1 League Phase 2 qualifiers, but it wasn't the TIMBERSAW that won them the game. It was a really... Actually, I don't know if it was First Departure they played, but it was someone they played in that phase, and it was kind of a weird, awkward game in the end, and they made it entertaining for us, but the TIMBERSAW wasn't the reason they won, but I still think it's a hero that has some competitive potential. Ice really believes it. When this hero came out, I think he grinded out like 20 or 30 games on stream, and that's only the games he streamed. I imagine he played a lot more in private. Anyway, with all that being said, it's a best of 5 for the We Played on TV Dota 2 League, and on the dire side, we'll have RoX.KiS. BZZ is perfect, playing the Gyrocopter. Vankscore going to be taking that Shadow Demon mid. Yol on the Leshrac. They will be doing a lot of roaming early with a smoke already picked up. Dread on the TIMBERSAW, as mentioned, and we'll have Solo taking the Kunkka mid. Na'Vi just hoping for a kill top lane, but not finding one yet.
Yeah, and fun trivia fact, Vankscore, his nickname comes from the fact that his name is Ivan Skorkod, or Skorokod, and Ivan, you call him Vanya, and that's, Vankscore, and then Van for Vanya, and then Skorokod. That's how his nickname actually came to be. I had one really nice Russian tell me that on stream. And BZZ's perfect name is, they call him Stasyan. So if you're getting sick of calling him BZZ's perfect, Stasyan does fine, I think, for the Russian community. But hey,
I'm sure they're all over the stream chat. Indeed, welcome, fellow Russians. Well, not fellow Russians, but I have a little bit of Russian blood in me at that. So on the side of Na'Vi, we have a largely Ukrainian squad. Puppy going to be handling that Earthshaker. Havost on the Luna. Funnick going to be playing the Lion. He's actually been pulled, and he has a TP scroll. So if this gank doesn't work, he'll just teleport bottom, I suppose. I want to say that's what he's going to do. Dendi on the Nature's Prophet. And we'll have Kuroki playing the Keeper of the Light. And Station. I can get behind that. Although I think I'm making it more French than it's supposed to be. But
well, you're a full-on American. I guess you have... Station.
Station. All right, there you go. I'm working on it.
Yeah, Puppy actually playing the Earthshaker, and then Kuroki on Cardle. So that's one thing that's kind of odd to me. Of course, Funnick online. I can get behind that. Funnick, man, he is of course way back in, not way back, but when he was playing on Empire, his long lane solo heroes, they were so sick. So I feel like him on a line, a hero that is, he is really squishy, but also very good if played well in an aggressive style. I feel like that's a really cool hero for him, and I'm looking forward to see him perform in this match. It should be awesome, man.
Yeah, it's the kind of hero that can have a huge impact. If you get slightly out of position, you just feed. And you feed hard.
Exactly.
With 290 base move speed, 1 armor, you ain't running, and you ain't living. So we'll see if it comes to that. And for RoX.KiS, they have the early smokes, 2 smokes in fact picked up. So, I mean, I mentioned smoke ganks. They'll be going hard for that, and I imagine they can find some kills, whether it's top lane or mid. They have tons of burst damage, tons of chain stun if they go mid, tons of damage if they go top with the rocket barrage. And Na'Vi may be 5-man top for now. They won't be 5 here forever, and that's where we can see some openings for RoX.KiS. So I think their laning stage, if they can find a couple of smoke ganks, is going to be quite good. The off-lane TIMBERSAW, if he's 1v1 against the Lion, is going to just destroy that lane, to be totally honest. That's not a matchup Lion, especially because he's been pulled. He's got a poor man shield. Lion can't harass him with auto attacks. You can't harass with Impale because it's too mana intensive to do it. If you go for mana drain, then you're not killing him. So if that's the 1v1 we're looking at, Dread is going to get fat. I mean, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah, that's actually a really good analysis, because for RoX.KiS, at least one of those, either top or bot, they're going to get farm, and both heroes, of course, equally important. I think I personally would just put more emphasis on the importance of a TIMBERSAW, because I've never seen him before. But then, of course, middle lane, Kunkka versus Dendi Prophet, I don't know. I'm really not sure. I guess I'll always go with Dendi. Solo with the cleave, it should be okay for him. It should be okay. He has a lot of HP for level 1. And I feel like it will be Kunkka and TIMBERSAW, the 2 crucial heroes that will decide how well RoX.KiS looks once they transition over to the middle game.
I'm so upset I can't understand exactly what they're talking about, but it seems like they're talking about some iteration of PGG's old team having YYF, some sort of joke about a player on that team. Oh, man, I wish I knew. This is where the Russian-speaking viewers in the chat, you got to help me out. I feel very left out. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, it's a show match between Na'Vi and RoX.KiS. You might be wondering what the hell is going on. Why is this game happening? Well, it's a show match for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. It's all a part of their efforts to promote their league. It's their first foray into Dota 2, and I think it's going to be a successful one after these playoffs. We have the same 8 teams that are in the G1 League playoffs, so a pretty explosive and exciting roster of up-and-coming teams, experienced competitors at that, and it's a similar format, too. We'll be using double elimination, so we'll be seeing some really exciting matches. The brackets aren't identical in terms of which teams are playing what, but should be a fantastic series of games. There's about $10,000 total in cash prizes, another $10,000 in gear prizes to be handed out over the course of the season. And if you want to catch all the action in Dota TV, you can do so. For $3.99, you can buy a Dota TV ticket, and you get access to all those games, show matches, as well as the league games, counting both the group phases as well as what I think everyone will be most interested in, which is the playoffs to come. So I know there's a lot of Dota 2 tournaments going on right now, and for $4 to get those 8 teams in the playoffs, I mean, for me, I think it's at that point where it's low enough that might be worth a ticket pickup, and WePlay has been pretty happy with the tournament and the turnout so far, so huge thanks to you guys who have been supporting the league, and hope there will be more of you as we move right along. But, well, you don't speak Russian, do you, Epi?
Unfortunately, I don't. I was considering learning it, but then again, I'm a really lazy bastard, so I don't speak it. But man, $4 for a ticket. That's actually a really nice prize. And I was also going to mention that if there's anybody watching currently that hasn't bought a ticket yet, you know, there's a lot. Oh, we're remaking.
Okay, AP remake we'll have, but yeah, go ahead.
All right, there's a lot of good advantages that you have. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, I'm kind of confused here about this. Wait,
we're remaking, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna go tell them that we have to remake now because I've left the game. So with all that being said, yeah, advantages, Dota TV, something.
Yes, you can actually, if you're looking to improve your gameplay, one of the best sources of that kind of knowledge is actually going into the perspective of the player that you're watching. So I mean, there's so much knowledge that you can filter out of a replay or of a live game that you're watching just by going to the vision of Kuroki playing Rubik, for example, or a Chen play by Puppy. It is, you know, not only are you free to move the camera as you wish, but still hear the English commentators, but also you gain a lot of knowledge by just being able to watch the perspective of a player. So just another argument as to why you would want to invest the money to get a tournament ticket.
Well, all right. Looks like we're back at the main menu. We'll have a quick remake. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. It will be Na'Vi versus RoX.KiS, your WePlay show match coming up in just a moment.
I have finished farming. Vile creatures.
What do you...
Manta.
I'll just wrap it up. No!
Yes, I've got Manta style. Manta style. I've got Manta style. Manta style. I've got Manta style.
Yes!
The magic ends here. I've got Manta style.
Yes!
The magic ends here. I've got Manta style.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Truth compels me.
Whosoever stands against me stands briefly.
Stop where you are! I have seen the future. You're not in it.
I renew my oath to defeat all sorceries. Anti-mage.
Invoker.
I am faceless. Yes!
Why should I have to pay for what is mine?
I meant to own this.
Can I be of service?
What blasphemy is this?
Face value indeed.
These eyes cannot cry.
Like the sun, I rise again.
Nova! Nova!
I have a face now.
Dark terror, he's a faceless void, and he comes from a realm outside of time. He's the man without a face. Faceless void is a melee agility, hard carry, wielding cosmic energy. The man that has no place. And he looks around, though he has no eyes, but he can taste the air. And through time he flies just to chronosphere. All of his allies activate mask of madness just to his demise. He's a faceless void, but he's got emotion trapped inside that void. Is a heart that's broken, he's trapped outside of time and space. Even with that strength, he's the man without a face. Dark terror, he's a killer man. He can move through time with the click of a hand. He's the man, and he can chase. His skin's as purple as a purple grape juice, and his head's as wide as a northern moose. He's the man that holds the mace. He's got a mouth, yet he has no face. To them he's got like part of a face. He's the man with part of a face. I mean, he's got no eyes and he's got no hair, but a mouth is a mouth, so there's a face in there, unless you don't count a mouth as part of a face. Faceless void is a melee agility, hard carry, wielding cosmic energy. He looks around, though he has no eyes, but he can taste the air. And through time he flies just to chronosphere. All of his allies activate mask of madness just to his demise. He's a faceless void, but he's got emotion. It's his heart that's void. It's a heart that's broken. He's trapped outside of time and space. And even with that strength, he's a man without a face.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back and we're live with the WePlayed.tv show match between RoX.KiS and Navi. It's a best of 5. Winner of each game takes home $200. If you win 5-0, you take home an extra $500. If you win 4-1, you take home an extra $200. The maximum amount of money you can win is $1,500. RoX.KiS currently trailing 0-1, so Navi, they've earned $200. Now RoX.KiS, after an AP remake, will smoke and head top. I'm LD. I'll be on the summit. I'm joined here today by Epi. Epi, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks all for having me. It's a pleasure. And finally we get the remake that we've been waiting for.
And we get a 10-hero smoke top. This is going to be good.
Yes, indeed it's going to be. That's going to be ginormous clash right here.
Come on, don't reveal each other, man. Yes, here we go. Vangscore, he gets off. That's a 5-hero fissure. A 4-hero illuminate. Oh my goodness, Havost on the run. He will go down, but Kuroki draws first blood. Vangscore on the run. Puppy, no mana for a secondary finisher. Funnick charges in. Illuminate to fly. Vangscore alive. Yol alive. The turnaround comes in the form of a torrent. There will be another rocket barrage. It's going to actually be a cleanup crew for RoX.KiS. Kuroki to fall. 2 heroes dead for Navi. Bodies just littering the ground. The corpses are everywhere. And off the bat, it's going to be RoX.KiS leading Game 2, 3-2. Epi, that was beautiful. That was a glorious way to start Game 2.
Frickin' 5-man fissure, dude. It was beautiful movement too from Vangscore, eating his way through the trees, getting out of there, not dying, and that's the price you pay when you don't focus a Gyrocopter. But I think
we're not done yet.
Right now.
This is gonna be a 3-for-3 by the looks of things. BZZ is perfect. He is not. Actually, he is. He salves up, and Yol is gonna bail him out with that split earth. Oh man, no, maybe not. Here's your fissure. Puppies come back in, but can he get in range? They need 2 more hits. They won't find it. They want this. Nope, not gonna be able to find the kill in the end. There's no Lucent Beam because of Ost. Well, he went for the Aura, which is great at level 1, but doesn't help him get a kill there. They're 5-manning top. Well, we saw Fountain hooking Pudge last game. Now Navi want to win with 5-man top. I want to introduce the players, but they're just not giving us a second to do it. Oh man, this is great. This is fantastic. Well, we'll try and do it now. On the side of Navi, we have Havost on the Luna, Funnick on the Lion. We've got some clowns playing in this Penta lane as well. Puppy on the Earthshaker, Dendi on the Nature's Prophet, and Kuroki on the Keeper of the Light. And then RoX.KiS. Well, they're playing standard. They're playing. Well, Dendi's actually going to leave the Penta lane, so it'll be Yol on the Leshrac, not getting a whole lot out of that lane. Solo on the mid Kunkka, already level 3. BZZ is perfect. I already forgot the real name that you gave me. He's on the Gyro. Dread on a Timbersaw. That's right. We were excited about this pick. Then we had about 20 minutes of waiting for the game to be played. But there's a Timbersaw in this game too. And did I miss someone? Yeah, last but not least, Vangscore going to be playing the Shadow Demon. Whew. All right, now we can cast the game.
Yeah, man, let's go ahead. They didn't focus the Gyrocopter, and I mean, with the Rocket Barrage, it's a great level 1 skill to clean up, and that's just what he did. Funnick on bottom lane, soloing against TIMBERSAW, who does have the Poor Man's Shield. Although Lion has his Gnaw Talisman to give him that extra damage, I feel that still Dread should have a very easy time to get that gold income here, and as long as top goes well for RoX.KiS, I feel like that this very interesting draft will work out fine for them. We have Solo now going up top. And he teams up with 2 heroes, with 2 supports that work very well with the Torrent.
Yeah, the 3-on-3 lane is where you expect most of the action to be, but I mean, I just want to talk about the Timbersaw, because Lion is a hero that can maybe deal with him with mana drain. He has actually taken a point in it, but as long as Timbersaw has his mana, I just don't see what Lion's going to do. Every time you hit him, you give him a reactive armor charge. We will see a Torrent. Catches out Havost. There's no splitter. Solo's going in. And Yol was running away. That could have been a kill maybe, but in the end, not going to happen. But yeah, maybe if Funnick's actually going to hit a fairly early level 6, maybe he can kill him with Finger of Death, but oh, action top. No time to talk about that. There's your Torrent. Puppy looking for a fissure. He'll find Solo. Solo not trapped fully, though. Chasing Puppy. He's going to drop low. Havost trying to bring him down. The bottle is already here. Solo still will fall. Now Havost on the hunt. Dendi has joined the lane as well. They're back to a quad lane. They got bored real quick with actually playing normal lanes. Now Yol he will try to actually get out of that sprout by split earthing the trees, but not enough at the end. Vangscore comes back, and now he's going to be forced to run again. So when it's all said and done, Navi now up by about 400 gold, 300 experience. We have ourselves a ball game.
Absolutely. Try versus try, always different when you have a Prophet on the field, and Dendi really making sure that he's there early on. What I love about Kuroki is that he gets out of out of the way so that he can't be targeted by the enemy, but always finds a great position for an Illuminate, and that's what we just saw on top to pick off a hero there. And I think RoX.KiS trailing up a little bit behind on that try versus try. And yeah, if Na'Vi makes sure that they win at least their top lane, and that line just gets the levels and doesn't feed the TIMBERSAW, which should be too hard, then I feel that they will also at least have an equal footing when they head into the mid game. And I think the pressure's on RoX.KiS, Kunkka, and the TIMBERSAW to make the game happen for them.
I love what Funnick's done this game. He's taken 2 points of mana drain. He's spamming Impale. He's been mana draining Dread as well. And as a result, TIMBERSAW, you talked about it. He's very mana dependent. He needs a lot of items just to spam his spells. And well, not only does he not have those items to get additional mana, he also is losing what mana he has. We'll see a clash top. Illuminate comes through. It's a huge fight for those creeps, and it seems the Na'Vi supports are getting the creeps. Already level 4 in KuroKy. Puppey, level 3 as well, and they'll rotate towards mid. They'll find a nice lucky regen rune there, and now head back towards the top lane. So I really like what Funnick's doing, and this is a nice little adjustment to the build that allows him to do a TIMBERSAW. I think without mana drain, you actually just lose this lane, but with it, well, TIMBERSAW is being driven back quite a bit.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree, and I think that Navi's looking for a very early 5-man Dota because, oh man,
yeah,
top lane.
Huge action top lane, the fissure is there, Puppey on the run. It's just going to be a bloodbath, and this time it's Na'Vi who are taking the beating. They're the ones who are taking a lot of deaths. KuroKy will find a kill, but if a torrent is here, what a juke by KuroKy. There's no Tidebreeder. It will cool down now. Can he find a Tidebreeder? He will. Kills him off, but Dendy's going to get the trade. So when it's all said and done, every single hero in that top lane dies. 6 more corpses. Man, this feels like a horror movie. While that was happening, Funnick hits level 7, or level 6, uses Finger of Death, gets a kill on Dread. So now the bottom lane going quite well for him.
Oh yeah, that's
16 kills, 5 minutes in. Jesus.
Well, you were looking for a show match, man, and you got it. It's actually pretty action-packed.
Yeah, this is pretty great.
The only one that hasn't joined the action yet is actually the Gyrocopter in mid. He's been farming a lot, but man, one thing that we usually see is that if a Nature's Prophet TPs around, jumps from lane to lane a lot, then he falls behind in the GPM, but Dandy's been doing a pretty good job keeping that income going.
Well, he's 1-0-4, and I think he got the first... I can't even remember if he got the first blood, but he's definitely been involved in a lot of kills, and he's gone for an early buckler. So they want to be aggressive, they want to push early. This will fuel that pushing power, and we'll see... Oh, 2-man Smoke all the way to the bottom lane. Funnick gonna get some hate right now. Here we go, Disrupt...
He's in trouble,
yeah, he's in a lot more than trouble. He is just royally screwed, unless the Split Earth misses, which it won't. And jams it in. Dread secures the kill there. For anyone that is not familiar with TIMBERSAW, every single one of his abilities does pure damage, so this is a scary hero to give a good start. When you look at Na'Vi, they have 5 heroes with relatively crappy HP pools. Solo, gonna look for a torrent here. Denny's arrived again. There's no Quelling Blade. There's no Tangos. He will pop the boat and get the Coco run, but it doesn't seem like it's enough. Solo, can he find this torrent? He needs to hit Havost. Havost won't fall prey to it. He lives. And once again, it's 4 heroes top. This is where you're just spamming in all chat. Za, za, za. As you're yelling at your team in Russian. And
why was he there all by himself though? Like, why was he so far out? I didn't even see that.
Why not?
Yeah, it's true.
That's probably his attitude.
TIMBERSAW's nuke, the Whirling Death, has to cut a tree so it does the pure damage, and I think that Dread really needs to make sure that before he can really join the game, he needs to get that some items up, in Arcane Boots at least, and yeah, no, now that I say that, he actually TP'd up.
Here's Yol. He's level 5. He does have Lightning. If he had Edict, this could be an instant kill, and they'll even bring Funnick in. Figure of Death cooling down. Just a constant 5-man. And the trade might be here. They get the tier 1 mid. Havost. It's where this Kunkka is coming in handy with the level 4 Tidebringer. Every time he cleaves through with that, does a decent chunk of change in terms of damage, and well, tower's gonna drop soon. In comes the boat. Puppey, he ain't gonna be happy now. Drench joined the party. Can he do some work? He'll try for it. They find 1 kill. They do lose the tower. That one claimed by Funnick. And now they back off. Funnick's close to a blink, but whoa, what?
Whoa!
Oh yeah, he just jammed that in. That was a
hell yeah.
Long range Finger of Death. That Leshrac looked like he had almost full HP. Did not matter.
No, I mean, line definitely. I think the decision putting on the solo bot lane was an amazing call from whoever made it on Navi's side. as you can see, the one downside to a line, which is him being in a trial lane and then most of the time not getting the experience he needs, is completely counteracted by that. He had a great lane up against TIMBERSAW. He played a good skill build with the mana drain against him too, and now he's totally fine. He has now 2 low HP support heroes that are in relation to him under leveled, and he will be in a great position in team fights now. The only thing he needs right now is leveling up that Voodoo, and then he'll be the Hex, and then he'll be good.
Yeah, and you know, you would love for him to get the Blink Dagger. That's the big thing, and he's gonna have it soon. Getting that tower kill. No, actually looks like a Force Staff, but similar idea. You get a little bit of additional initiation rate. And to be totally honest, RoX.KiS don't have much mobility aside from the TIMBERSAW's Timber Chain, so I think this Force Staff will be more than sufficient. And we'll see them work on the tier 1 mid. They're grouped up. They're chipping away at it one by one, and Dendy already has a mech. 9 minutes in, a mech picked up, and the Force Staff for Funnick coming very soon as well. Havost ain't farming so well, but that's okay. They're going to look to push this one down. And the one thing RoX.KiS really lack is great counter push. Fissure will catch out. Yo, now he gets sprouted. He's in trouble. He will be disrupted. In comes the Whirling Blade. No full commitment yet. Na'Vi just going to kind of siege their way into the middle lane, and Solo's going to teleport out. Can he get out in time? No, barely. Just barely. That was close.
So as we saw that 5-man in group up from Na'Vi. They decided to actually stop the counter push on top. I think that within the next 2 minutes or so, Na'Vi will then move for a push again. Probably going to start bottom, and then the tier 2s will fall shortly after. I think they will try to you know, just get the push going before the squad from RoX.KiS hit their effective peak on their heroes, and I feel like that's a really good call. Na'Vi have a great skirmishing lineup, and they show in the fights that they're one of the most experienced teams, and they do a great job in their movements in the fights. But now bottom lane, RoX.KiS moving in.
Yeah, this is not good. He'll get disrupted now. The follow-up turret will be coming just about any moment. Down he goes. That's some serious hate on Funnick. That is some serious hate, and I'm sure Yol is just like, yeah, man, I'm the boss now. Who's your daddy, Funnick? Who's your daddy?
Well, Yol's grown some horns on Leshrac at least, and now they're looking for a counter push on bottom tier 1, but we have, Luna's on top already, Dandy in mid.
Yeah, I hope he's not actually his daddy. I'm just thinking about how that would work, and that's kind of an unpleasant birth for... Somehow this horse creature is involved in the creation of the lion. Not so sure about that. But they'll push this tower bottom. And it looks like for Na'Vi, well, the trade is there. They're pressuring out that middle lane. They're farming a lot in the enemy jungle. And they're also pushing top. But end of the day, RoX.KiS, they get some much-needed tower gold. Well, we'll look at the graphs. It's been a pretty back-and-forth game. And it's a 250... Well, just farming some trees is dread. It's a 250 gold lead for Na'Vi. Basically nothing. 1,000 gold experience lead for RoX.KiS. And I want to say I favor RoX.KiS a touch if Na'Vi's not continuing to find towers. Their lineup, a lot of these heroes drop off a little bit later on. With Force Staff coming on Funnick, that could be an item that really allows them to continue to find those kills and then push towers.
Actually, immediately continuing on top. Good defensive disruption of advanced score. Lost Force back. Good blinding light.
Yep, no real follow-up here. Turret will fly out, catches out Havost. Now the Urn charge to go. The boat, not really the best boat. There's the TIMBERSAW, man up and go. And KZZ, oh, sorry. BZZ is perfect. Finding a kill there on the back lines. Funnick really caught no man's land and didn't buy his Horse Staff. Was just a little bit short. Dies again. Could have been a really, really fast Horse Staff, but continues to die and continues to struggle to complete this item.
I think he had the goal for the Force Staff, and I think he just failed to buy it in time. I mean, 780 after a death. I think he actually had it. Now they're forced back from top, and that's exactly what they can't have happened. They need to keep that momentum going. Once RoX.KiS get back in this game, then it's going to be really tough for Na'Vi to continue their dominance or just exert that pressure. And Kuroki got split up from his, the rest of his team. Might get TP cancelled. He's
oh no, Split Earth. Now the Timber Chain, and just look at his HP mount. Dread. A man after my own heart. He played some great acts in the WePlay.tv main event, and now he's playing some interesting TIMBERSAW. 4-2-2. I don't feel we've seen the power of this TIMBERSAW, but it's a game where, you mentioned it early, Pipe, even just getting something like a cloak and a bunch of HP, this is a hero that gets pretty tanky pretty quickly, and he's got decent strength gain. He's obviously got the reactive armor to deal with the Luna's physical damage, and if you don't focus a TIMBERSAW and you let him run rampant in a fight, it's one of the most fearsome mid-game carries, or semi-carries there is, and let's see if he can keep finding the farm. Dread's actually having a decent go of it, despite that really bad start bottom.
I mean, the thing that's going to be very bad for Na'Vi is if we look at the items overall, Nature's Prophet did a great job getting a very, very fast mech. A 4-staff on Funning, not only great for his own position, but also to get in the Earthshaker, for example. Puppey will not have a very fast Blink Dagger, but he doesn't even have level 6 yet. But I think that 4-staff not only gives, you know, the mobility to a line, but also then to Earthshaker to be able to get that ultimate in. But if we look at the gold per minute on the heroes, Havos is sitting at 299, and I think that's a big thing. If he didn't get a whole lot of farm, and I feel like a BKB on Luna would be great to get that timing push in, but she's pretty far away from it.
Yeah, doesn't have it yet, and now BZZ is perfect. Sprouted up, the Eclipse thrown out, down he goes. An easy kill there, and... Well, Havos did have to blow the Eclipse for that kill. I don't know if they needed it, but plays it safe rather than risk any sort of reaction or potential turnaround or escape for that matter. And Dread, up to 1,000 gold, he'll head back to base. So for RoX.KiS, I think they're fine. Just sit at the towers, continue to farm. They don't really need to be forcing fights or being overly aggressive. Even though it's entertaining for us, it's not really to the favor or to the credit of their lineup. And Na'Vi, they really want to 5-man. They really want to group up and push. They'll look to do it now. A nice elusive beam there, preventing Yol from getting off his split earth. And also an Illuminate. Not enough. There's your finger of death from Funnick. Man, he just got the 4-staff and immediately snags a kill with that one. He is giving Tinker a bad name with this, just doing way more work.
He has long fingers too. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive. It's actually got a deceptively long range, and I feel like it's one of those spells where you cast it and it goes off right as they get out of the range, and then it looks even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he continues to find those kills for his team. Solo pushes in the top lane, willing to Lucent Beam, and it's Dendy once again who comes in, sprouts him up, and now Solo will get caught off. That's really been the story of this series. It's just RoX.KiS farming way too far out, all on their own. It happened in Game 1. It's happening again here in Game 2, and BZZ is perfect. Funnick gonna man up on him. There's no way he kills him without Dendy, and Dendy isn't here. He's back at Fountain. He doesn't have his ultimate, so in the end, BZZ will live. There's a little mercy on his soul, and I don't think RoX.KiS are out of it by any means, but they really probably shouldn't be dying quite as much as they are. A little bit sloppy from them.
Yeah, they're definitely falling behind a bit. And by now the net worth is, you know, now Havas at the very top. He has the Mythril Hammer completed, and it's going to be even harder now for RoX.KiS. I'm even thinking right now, what could TIMBERSAW go for? And, you know, he now purchases actually a point booster. So Bloodstone, I guess, great choice for a hero that is as mana intensive as he is, but the question is, will he have the space that he needs to get that gold in, or will he have to rely on the fact that they win team fights and he gets hero kills to make that happen? And I guess it could, you know, if he chases after Dendy and he tries to sprout himself, then he has the perfect tools to take care of those trees. He's a freaking tree hater. You know, Dendy,
oh my god,
in big trouble.
Look at the damage he can dish out here. Unfortunately, the one problem with TIMBERSAW is he doesn't have any stuns, and we see it there. Dendy able to TP away, but the damage is there. And it's very scary damage. And spammable too. So Dendy able to escape, lives to fight another day, but if there's any sort of backup and that happens, he would have died. So you see the potential of this hero if left unchecked in the team fights, and it's a hero you really want to focus down. And they've got a few of those on RoX.KiS. You don't want to let TIMBERSAW get off multiple Timber Chains. You don't want to let him spam the Chakram. I think I actually called it Whirling Death earlier, because, I mean, it's a Whirling... It actually is a Whirling Blade, but it's not Whirling Death. It's a different one. So, sorry about that, guys. Got the two skill names mixed up. Sue me.
How could you, man?
Sue
what
me.
the hell is
Sue
wrong
me.
with you?
And then go watch the other stream. Joke's on you, there is none. Actually, there's a Russian stream, if you prefer that, but... Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The thing is, they have to focus Gyro, and they have to focus TIMBERSAW, and... While they have a decent amount of disables on their team, they're not all necessarily enough to kill those heroes. Like, you really want to get the Hex off on whoever you're focusing. So, if we see a BKB on BZZ, I think RoX.KiS will be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, but they're also smoking up right now on top. Na'Vi might be in huge trouble.
Yep. Are they going to find the opening? Puppey will get purged. Now the boat comes through. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. The Chakram's there as well. The missile flying for Dendy. Can he TP out of time? He can't. He will go down. The X deployed, and now it's Funnick on the run, and Dread on the hunt. He hooks once. Will he go again? No, it's Havos. Try to TP away. He gets away. Nice smoke gank from them, and Na'Vi. They need an Earthshaker at the back. If he's at the back, maybe they can turn these fights around, but when he gets caught out first, that's their counter-initiate down the drain, and the fight just immediately self-destructs.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's the lowest level. He has the least amount of net worth and everything. He was a little bit out of position, but I guess when they're smoked up, when you send Treants to scout, then of course it gives you that false sense of security, and that's why Puppey was running down there. But yeah, Earthshaker needs to watch his positioning, that's for sure. But don't need to tell Puppey that, I guess.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he can buckle down. But like you said, he's under-leveled. He hasn't been having the best game by any means. After that 5-hero fissure, that was a good start. Haven't really seen much from him since then, and I like how RoX.KiS has played it. They'll go for the smoke gank. They'll go back to farming, and I feel they can farm their way to victory this game. Well, not if they get caught like this, though. Funnick, there's going to be a finger of death, and Dread will go down. Cloak and point booster or no cloak and point booster, it doesn't matter. Funnick doing some work. He hits level 11. Now he's got the level 2 finger of death, and things start to get scary at this point. They really do. Once it's level 3, the cooldown as well as the damage, it's just absolutely insane. 40 seconds at level 3. I actually hate the way this ability scales because I think it's way too long at level 1. I much prefer Lena's, but when it gets to level 3, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're prepping a Roshan Vance where he actually picked up a Medallion of Courage. He has Sentry Ward, so they can try to, blind or just make it impossible, just take away the vision from Na'Vi there. But now they rotate back up top. Na'Vi's doing a great job preventing any type of fishy movement because they just keep the pressure going.
There's your Whirling Blade, in and out, just for Dread. Little harassment done, and a bold move by Croaky. Has a Heaven's, or sorry, not a Heaven's Halberd, but a Route of Atos. And they're gonna go in. Dread right now catches up Puppey. He will go down again once again. First man to get picked off, and Earthshaker wants to be the last man. A nice sprout from Dendy, holding Solo in place, and where's the follow-up? The missile coming in. Can Dendy kill it in time? No, he's going to have to run too. They all try to take a shot at it, but Dread, he's got the scent. And now a disruption, an X. No escape for Dendy. He's caught out, he's picked off. 2 to fall. And in these long chases, TIMBERSAW really is king. Even if he can't catch everyone, he can catch a few and finds 2 more kills for his team.
Yeah, and he's getting the gold up there, sitting at 1200, and Cardle actually has a Rod of Atos. We don't see that every day. And Kunkka Shadowblade. There's a bunch of interesting items coming up. The Lion Forcer, I think, is actually a great choice, and the BKB on Luna will be done, I think, in 150 gold. He's working on right now at the Ancients, but they will lose a tier 1 on top.
You know, Epi, I feel like that fight we just saw now was the same fight we saw 2 minutes ago. It's just like RoX.KiS just jump Na'Vi, get caught out of position, Dendy gets picked up, or Puppey gets picked off, and then they just run and lose another. And then lose some map control, lose some ability to farm. It's like Na'Vi just repeated the identical mistake, but we'll see if they can turn things around from here.
And I feel like this game is a pretty good example. Oh man, solo mid lane, good Hex, he's dead.
Yeah, before you can even catch the Force Staff, he's down. Force Staff, Hex, Impale, no chance.
I feel like this Showmatch is a pretty good example as to why we don't see Earthshaker that much in competitive games anymore. It's a really hard hero to pull off. Sure, Fissure is amazing, but then again, getting caught out, even as a pro player, is such an easy thing. And without the Blink Dagger initiation, you really don't have the mobility that you need. So I think this game is a pretty good example as to why we don't see Earthshaker that much. I mean, Puppey is a player as good as they come, and he's still having a lot of trouble just finding the proper positioning in the team fights.
Yeah, I think more than anyone, it's Hani who's really played a lot of Earthshaker for Fnatic EU, and it's such a positional hero. Like you said, it's hard to get caught out, and the thing is, Fissure's got a very long cooldown. I mean, it's you compare it to something like, say, Burrow Strike, and I think it's like an additional 4 or 5 seconds compared to that, so you mess up a Fissure, you're useless probably for the rest of the fight. Maybe you get 2 Fissures off in a really long fight. More than that, almost never going to happen. And I mean, even if the cooldown is there, you're probably dead or your team's won the fight by then. So you have to make that first Fissure count, and with no mobility skills, with minimal farming ability, it is quite difficult. We'll see Puppey getting as much farm as he can. He wants that Blink Dagger. He really needs that positional item, but it's hard to farm as Earthshaker. Life is hard for Puppey.
Yeah, and then again, the thing is, if you don't have anything that really pierces BKB, then that's going to be a big factor in the draft. There was a great interview from NS, by the way. I saw that. I think it was Team Liquid, maybe, but I'm not sure if maybe I'm mistaken. He gave a great interview with some good insight, and yeah. By the way, I feel like Gods wants to make known that he really enjoys Treant Protector as a hero, and that he would prefer to see that hero more often in the competitive scene. I just felt like
it's kind of criminally underappreciated. Living Armor is a pretty amazing ability. Nature's Guise, I mean, you can make your whole team invisible with that spell. If that's not broken, I don't know what is, because invisibility wins games, man. And, well, he's got overgrowth. It's a great lockdown spell, so it's a pretty broken hero. I know Clairvoyance, if you're listening, you agree. He's told me in private he thinks Tree is totally OP, so we're all in agreement that Tree is good. We should see him more, and then we can all die happy men.
By the way, before we see any more action happening, how is the studio coming along, man? You should vlog more, man. I don't know what's happening over there. How is your setup looking?
It's good. Right now, we're not really building the studio, although we've set up all the equipment. A lot of sort of like the physical construction hasn't and setup hasn't been done yet. We've started to get furniture. There will be more content coming out. I think I posted a few pictures on Twitter of building the computers, but a lot of the stuff we've been doing is kind of on the technical and programming end, and that's a little bit harder to show, but you're right. We owe you guys more, and we'll do our best to get more out, and I do promise that we'll have something awesome to show you within the next month. Our goal is to have a pretty spectacular International 3 qualifiers, and well, it means between casting and then trying to get the studio underway, don't really sleep too much, but we like it that way.
Oh, that wasn't a complaint from me, man. I was just...
Why you bitch? Epi, why you gotta flame and complain?
I'm
Jesus.
sorry, man.
Get out of here.
BKBs, by the way, on Luna and online. Just figured that we should let you guys know about that. But yeah, I just thought, you know, I'm just really interested in stuff like that. You know, I mean, you were working full time, and now you're doing your casting, and you have a studio essentially, or just a location, everything set up. So that's something that I find very, very interesting, and yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's like every day is basically a learning process, right? Because I mean, there's no like go here to learn how to build an esports studio class. You just sort of pick things up as you go. We've had a lot of help from the GD studio, and particularly from Trance, and of course, huge thanks to him for providing his expertise and advice as well. And while we haven't a lot of stuff, we're just going to kind of fly by the seat of our pants, but we have been putting in a ton of time. It's just, oh, Yo's going to get caught, fingered, and then brought down. Now Funnick's on the hunt. We'll talk more about the studio later. Right now, it's just all about Dendy TPing, catching out BZZ. BKB is deployed. There's your call down as well, but Funnick will haste his way out of here. There's a purge. They could remove this haste turn, but they can't get in range. And Na'Vi, they go in. A surgical extraction. They find a kill. Oh, Funnick, if he gets stunned, oh, he's got a BKB. What an early BKB. Dread now gonna hook his way out, but he is in a lot of trouble. There's your Lucid Beam. Dread, he dead. And the fight's not over.
It's not over, man.
Oh, fight's not over yet. Solo comes in with the boat. Clips Puppy. He's in Viz. Can he find the damage? Can they actually secure a kill? It's Vainscore who gets hit by a fissure, and Solo TP's out. A boring reaction, but the right one, I suppose.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, man. Funnick on Lion, it's just a hero just tailored to the way that he plays sometimes. Did you see that, man? So aggressive, and he just made that entire skirmish for his team, man. That was amazing. Good play by him.
It was a very nice haste turn as well. That certainly helped.
Yeah,
but
I guess.
You're right. They impale the finger, just enough damage to bring him down. Dread's gonna man up. Well, Timbersaw is tanky, but he ain't that tanky. He'll go down, and now Funnick out for blood. He wants some more kills. Can he find them? On the back lines is RoX.KiS. They circle around. They find Puppy. Puppy's in trouble, but it's actually Havos with his BKB, who mans up and kills off a few. Now Kurogi on the run. The boat's going to hit Dendy. Solo wants a kill. Can he find it? He will. Echo Slam deployed by Puppy. What a beautiful fissure. PCZ is trapped away. He does find Havos in the end. Just the flat cannon splashing through. Buyback immediately. Dendy's going to rejoin the fight. Once Vainscore does kill him off. Funnick really accelerating. He's got a Finger of Death, but he doesn't have the mana for it. He wants it. Give me the mana, he says. Give me the mana. Can't get enough. And in the end, Na'Vi up 23 to 18. And BZZ's going to die as well. 4 heroes dead. Great little fight.
Jara actually died in base. If you double-click his portrait, that was very close.
Was that an urn charge?
I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea. That was just a messy fight. 2 buybacks from Na'Vi. Profit being Profit. You kill him, he buys back, TP's right back in, and hits you in the face. It's pretty rough to go up against, and now they take the high ground. For the first time, 27 minutes in, Na'Vi has been putting on a show, man. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's another $200 into their pockets if they win this game. Every game you win in the best of 5, you take home $200. It's a total of 5 games. We play them all. So for RoX.KiS, if they lose this game, not the end of the world, and even if they lose the series, well, it's all right for them. But if every game they take is a little bit of cash into their pocket, so we'll see if they can put something together. But right now, it just ain't looking too good for them. They're down by 10k gold. They're down by 12.5k experience. Well, we have some breathing room, but to go back to what you were talking about with the studio earlier, I mean, a lot of the stuff is just kind of trial and error, to be totally honest with you. It's research, it's asking other people who are experienced, but yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. I won't claim that I was an expert by any means going into this. I won't claim that I am now, but I guess the way that we look at it is whatever we don't know, we'll find someone who does, and we'll figure it out that way. And we've been very fortunate, a lot of support from... well, I want to talk more about this, but damn it, they're going to have a fight.
Yeah. Screw you guys playing a game. Puppy blinks in and he's in trouble, man. That was interesting.
Yeah, blinks in, dies. Dread now. Oh, Funnick, he's got that level 3 Finger of Death. Is he going to throw it out? He's going too soon if he can. Dread's low. Funnick, come on. I need a Finger of Death in my life. He's not doing it yet. The BKB is there. Now the Eclipse comes forward doing... Yeah, it's actually not doing a thing, it feels. Even though that was a nice Eclipse. Only hitting heroes the pullback. Wow, a nice pullback from Kuroki to keep him alive. And in the end, Funnick gets out too. Everyone from Navi escapes.
Nice.
What is this game? How do they all live there?
I don't know. Funnick had an odd BKB usage there. Wasn't able to chase with the Force Staff. In the end, he just had to use it to get away. But yeah, I mean, as you were talking about Trance, I met him briefly at DreamHack, and once you get over the fact that he looks like a mafia boss, he's actually a really nice guy. So
he acts like a mafia boss too. So
he acts like a mafia boss too. I guess so, man. We were. Oh man, yeah.
He's rough around the edges, but he's got a good heart, and now that's your level 3 Finger of Death. 40-second cooldown, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But yeah, Trance is the man. I mean, he's a prickly one at times, but like I said, he means well. He means well for sure. And Dread, just nowhere for him to go. I actually didn't think about this too much until now, but Monolith ruins TIMBERSAW, and I mean really ruins him, because one of his big damage spells is that spammable Timber Chain, and that movement, well, you're losing mana for that. And what do you know? Finger of Death's up in 5 seconds. Echo Slam from Puppy catches out 3. Then the Enchant Totem to follow. The Fissure dropped over the top. Puppy on the run into the trees. Can he escape? Dread's hunting him, but he's out of mana too. Kuroki on the run. They may have just overextended here. Everybody else leaves the base. The 2 supports left to fend for themselves. And as good of a game as Funnick is having, Puppy's game ain't so good. 3 and 7. Still Navi. They lead by about 12.5k gold. 15k experience at that.
Yep. Absolutely, and I feel just the background story is always really nice, because you know Funnick, he left Empire, and I mean that's a pretty big decision there, and I think it's a very controversial one. And I guess there was a lot of people, myself included, that was a little bit skeptical about how well this lineup of players will work. But I think that Navi actually proved a lot of doubters wrong. It's they are performing very strongly together right now, and same goes for Navi as goes for RoX.KiS. I feel like both teams still have a lot of potential to improve even further up toward you know, in terms of skill. So I guess that fight on top, that overextension, was an example for issues that you can kind of improve upon. But other than that, they've been doing a very fine.
We'll cut them some slack. It's rather late there, and it is a show match after all. Well, we'll see if we get the entertainment we're hoping for. They do sneak a Roach. Nice little coup there by RoX.KiS, and now they're going to look to get out. Funnick's on the run. He's got a Force Staff. Can he find a Hex? The slow from the Shock Room will be dodged, and still he chases. But he ain't catching TIMBERSAW. There's your Hulk on the back lines. It's Dendy with an ROTK Profit. Actually, not because Most is joined the fight as well. Puppy, a beautiful fissure, and then a Finger of Death deployed by Funnick. He has an impale. He can hit this one. No, tried to time it. Just so. That could have been amazing. Wasn't quite.
Yeah.
But it was close. I mean, the thought was really there, though. If you impale him before he BKBs, he's probably dead.
Stasyan BKB, man, you can't stop it.
Stasyan. There you go. I was trying to think of the name this whole game.
You freaking make him French. That's pretty cool.
I don't try to. I guess it just happens.
Well, they lost.
Stasyan. There you go.
Stasyan.
Stasyan.
Yeah, it's Stasyan. Anyway. We'll practice that a little bit more.
Okay.
But I love the TP-in from Dendy, and aside from that, it looked like he overextended into his own, or TP into his own death, but Hovos was there with a great rotation, came in from the flank, and after that, Funnick was there for the follow-up with the BKB. But you know, you can never. You were calling it a coup, and I think that's the right word for that. Gyro with the BKB, unfortunately, lost it by now, but you can never count him out, especially against those relatively low HP Navi supports. When he gets into the middle of the team fight BKBs and starts flat cannoning, that's gonna be trouble. But yeah, I guess with the amount of farm on Funnick, he's sitting at 1600 HP. I guess that's an out of the ordinary Lion.
Yeah, this is like that Super Size Me line. Do you remember that bug in Dota 2? It was like 6 months ago where heroes would get too big after they got hexed.
No.
Oh man, that was an amazing bug. So basically, for anyone who's not familiar with it, if you used any hex ability, whether it's hex or the voodoo of Shadow Shaman or even a sight device, heroes would just get huge. Like they would gain like 50% model size or something. So you'd have this gargantuan lion that's like bigger than Earthshaker, or not even Earthshaker, like as big as a Tidehunter just lumbering about. That's the kind of lion we have here. That's the kind of lion Funnick's playing. He'll find Solo. He will impale him now. He's got the BKB available. Solo drops low to a Finger of Death, and Funnick's on the run at the time being. The boat comes in, not doing much, and there's your Illuminate man mode from Kuroki. Just kind of chilling and spamming Illuminates on the back line. Savost can't find the opening himself. They're relegated to their base, RoX.KiS are. They're down a lot. I feel they still have a shot.
Yeah, I mean, the tier 3 is going to be crucial. If they can hold, or at least the Rax, if they can hold this, they need to force Na'Vi again to commit and then try to take a teamfight on their own terms. The thing is, there's not that many trees in the middle lane, so I guess Jet will have a, he can't really use a Timber Chain to make something happen, but then again, he does have a lot of nuke potential, and Kunkka also a great hero for that. You just need to hit the boat. Now Dandy might be in huge amounts of trouble.
Oh man, he will be force-staffed away. Funnick, being the team player he is. I kind of wish he didn't, just because I wanted to see some chaos break out at the tower, but we'll get it soon enough, I do imagine, and great play by him. The tower's still alive, and here comes the MKB. Well, that's a pretty big pickup. The courier had to go a long way to deliver that one safely, and... Oh, sorry, no, that's he already had the demon head. Never mind that, the Finger of Death comes out, dropping low, he will die to a fissure, instantly assassinated, the buyback comes through, there's a not really that great of a call down, it does barely clip too, so actually decent at the end, the flat cannon doing work, the newly minted MKB drives Funnick out, and now it's Timbersaw, it's Dread Opa Dread, just finding the openings here, there comes your Eclipse from Most doing decent damage, and Dread's gonna man up and tank it. He fishes with the Timber Chain, can't quite find it. Now, Havost on the run.
Havost.
Oh, he's in trouble. He's really in trouble.
I think he should have fought there, man. I think he should have kept attacking. Now Dandy in trouble. He's going to drop to that.
It's too much.
Why did he back out? Why did he back? Look at him. He has like 600, 700 HP. And his glaives bounce, man. There was 3 very low HP heroes. I feel like I'm not a pro by any means, but I feel like he should have just stood his ground there.
Well, now he's going to come in, and now it doesn't feel like a good fight. The boat's here. He tries to mantle to get out of it in time, and it looks like he'll barely escape. Disruption coming forth. Dendy dropping low. May well die again. He's running right past the Sentry Ward. There will be an X, not even needed, I don't think. What a play. Dread slams it home. Jams it in. A beautiful conclusion to that engagement. You're right. In retrospect, he absolutely should have fought. I think Havost didn't realize how close his teammates were, because if he was by himself, I don't think that was a good fight. But with Dendy coming in as well, and the other heroes backing up, Funnick, definitely a good fight, and doesn't take it. Then tries to go back in when it's too late and not able to do much.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look at that in the replay later on. I'm gonna write that down right now, because I really have to see that. That looked like a bad decision there. I mean, the glaives, it does a crap load of damage. He's hitting for 240 at least, and there was 3 heroes that had less HP than he had at that point in time. He has life leech, and I think with his attack speed, he could have just killed them all. But I don't know, man. The guy that's known for being super aggressive and going in and fighting, even though it doesn't work out once in a while, backs out there, it looked very out of character for him.
Definitely not your standard Havost Dota. I'll agree with you there, and they'll go back to farming the jungle for RoX.KiS, and it is the game where as we talked about, if it goes late enough, they really should have the edge, with the Gyrocopter providing way more team fight physical damage than what maybe Luda can do it with the glaives, but they're much lower range than a flat cannon, not reliable damage, and they don't really have a great answer for a Timbersaw who charges in with a BKB, aside from that Luna. And on top of that, you throw in the Kunkka. RoX.KiS just have more heroes that can do a lot of damage if they get the openings. Now, for Na'Vi, it's really all about Funnick, I feel. If he finds that Force Staff, Hex, Impale, catches a few heroes, or even just picks one off, then things could be looking pretty good for them. But if they don't find that initiation, then I think it's really RoX.KiS's fight to take. And other thing about that fight, it was just happening at their base basically forever. So RoX.KiS eventually, they respawn, they go heal, they rejoin the fight, and it turns around.
Yeah, it's definitely still a game for RoX.KiS to win if they play their cards right. One thing that perhaps Stasian should think about is perhaps repurchase the BKB. You know, it's always a very tough call to make. And ever since you weren't, you know, you're not allowed to sell your BKB anymore, so it's an even harder decision. But against a Lion and the Keep of the Light and the Earthshaker, it could almost be worth it. I think he might need to rebuy BKB. He already deals a lot of damage, but what do you think, man? I don't know.
Yeah.
10 seconds would be good.
Funnick's actually gonna get caught here. Well, force staff up to the high ground. Here comes Dread on the hunt. He clear off some trees. He'll keep on moving. Keep on trucking. Meanwhile, top lane, Havost working on the tier 3. Gonna look to break the racks. And Solo's almost dead. He's almost died to creeps. He might die to this illusion of the Luna. Nope, not going to in the end. The blinding light keeps him safe. I think without the blinding light, he actually dies there. I want to answer your questions. Y'all gets impaled. He gets hexed. He'll be okay. I definitely agree with you that if his BKB is down, he's useless because there's a Lion. And Lion has the longest single target hex in the game. It's 4 seconds. So if you get caught by Funnick, you just die. And on top of that, now his Finger of Death does 1,000 damage and still has a 40-second cooldown. So, well, that's before reduction, of course. But basically, if your BKB is not up, you lose half your health instantly.
Yeah, but then again, of course, man, you need that damage on Gyrocopter. So I guess one of those moments, and he actually goes for the Chrysalis right now, goes for the little crit. So he wants to be able to just dish out the damage, and I guess that's also a great choice. It's not like rebuying a BKB. It's not like he doesn't have a BKB, if you know what I'm saying. He has 5 seconds. He just needs to make sure that he uses it at just the right point in time, and then makes it count. Whereas Na'Vi, I haven't checked their items in a while right now. Cardinal has a Ghost Scepter, Mystic Staff, he's going for a Hex. There's an Aghanim Scepter on Lion. What else do we have? BKB, Manta Style, and a Butterfly on Luna. I guess that's something. And also, Puppy got the Ghost Scepter for some extra survivability.
I feel like this always happens in Russian Dota, where you just have that first 20 minutes of literally non-stop, everybody dies Dota. And then it settles into kind of a farming state, and part of it is the lineup that Na'Vi picked. If they'd picked a lineup that scales better, I think with the kind of start they had, they would have just ended the game, but not quite able to do it. And to go back to the BKB discussion, since I think it's very interesting, I definitely feel rebuying BKB can be a fantastic late game decision. He does have room to grow without it, like you said, and Gyrocopter gets a Satanic. That's kind of a second life for him as well in the team fight, whereas without it, maybe he dies anyway, even with, say, the extra magic immunity to Luna with a Butterfly. So, well, the item selections don't even matter so much. I feel this game, a lot of it just comes down to the positioning. If Funnick can find that initiation, I think it's a fight that Na'Vi can look to take, and if not, I think it's going to be very, very tough for them. Maybe Puppy could be that hero. He's lumbering it with an Invis Rune. He may look for a few.
And Dread, he's getting more effective by the minute. And I've never seen a TIMBERSAW getting into the late game, you know, and he has a Bloodstone, has the BKB, and a Plate Mail.
Top lane, Solo's going to get caught, trapped inside of the fissure, but will Shadowblade his way out. How great is it that that actually is keeping him alive? Wow! Finger of Death from full to nothing. Vangscourt barely able to wand his way to safety. And that's on a 40-second cooldown. That is no joke. Funnick needs an Ethereal Blade. If he gets an Ethereal Blade, they win this game, because he can just assassinate at least 2 or 3 of these heroes instantly from full HP. I mean, Lion can legitimately be, like, it's sort of like a Tinker with an E-Blade. It's not quite as good, E-Blade Dagon 5, because you can't rearm it, but it's almost like having rearm, I mean, in the sense that it's only a 40-second cooldown anyway, so it's really not that long. You can maybe even use it twice in a fight.
Yeah, then of course he won't have the mana to sustain, you know, continuous disables with his other 2.
That's where Kuroki comes in. That's sort of the beauty of this combo, I feel.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. He really needs to get that Sheepstick up and running very quickly. Oh man, fight happening. Roche Pit. That could be disastrous now for RoX.KiS. Eats the finger. Funnick is split up from them. The boat's coming in.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, my friend.
There's the call down. Dendi on the run. BZZ doing what he can. Doesn't feel like quite enough yet. Now, gonna be focused, and then comes the Eclipse, brings him low, brings him down. Without the BKB, he really does melt the longer these fights go. Now Solo picked off and isolated. It's just Na'Vi, one by one, identifying the target and bringing him down. And now they go mid. Oh no.
The thing is...
No, they don't come in. They keep on going. They find Puppy, finds Dread. Normally wouldn't be easy prey, but he's got the backup. In comes Funnick. The finger is cooling down at 5 seconds time, and he wants some more. He wants a tasty Leshrac. He will be hexed. He will be focused from long range. Where is that nuke? He doesn't have the mana. Give me that mana. Give me that mana. He wants to Finger of Death him. Come on, Funnick. Come on, Funnick. There you go. Oh boy. I love this hero. When this hero gets farmed, life is good.
Yeah, middle racks go down to Hovost. That's the thing. If you are defending your high ground, you have, I feel, you have the timing, or you have the situation where a 5-second BKB could be okay, but around Roshan Pit, not so much, and he paid with his life for it. Yeah, and I mean, Puppey, all the rest are good BKBs, now turning around to fight Puppey.
Yeah, call down is there as well, and Funnick looking for a new Finger of Death. It's coming soon. He's going to have the mana. KroKi's going to give it to him in just about 10 seconds. I love this pairing. I really want to see that Ethereal Blade. Unfortunately, it looks like Na'Vi are going to win the game before then. Havosti's taking 2 lanes of Rex for his team. He is dropping low, however. Will he go down? BKB from Dread wants to man up, wants to fight this one out. He gets rid of that Aegis. But now they must back off, at least for now. KroKi might be the one to build the Ethereal Blade. He's already got a Ghost Scepter. He is disgustingly far. 4-step in. Finger of Death. Jams it in, slams it home, Dread as well, impaled up, hexed up, auto attack down, can't bring him down just yet. Havost cleaning up on the back lines, he's doing the damage, not as fun, but he's doing it. And RoX.KiS, at long last, they'll give up, at least for now. They'll cry uncle, but 3 more games to go in this best of 5. Now Na'Vi, $400 up.
$400, man, for every game, well, $200 for every game. That's pretty nice. Yeah, it was a great game from Na'Vi, man, and I think every Ghost Scepter was another argument for him to perhaps rebuy the BKB. I don't even know if that was even the clutch thing. It was just great play from Na'Vi overall. Funnick played a tremendous line. It was a pleasure to watch this game.
Yeah, let's see what happens going into Game 3. For the moment, we are done with Game 2, and it's now Na'Vi leading the show match for the We Played on TV Dota 2 League 2-0. If you're enjoying the games, if you want to support the league as well as us, the broadcasters, you can buy a Dota TV ticket. It's only $3.99. Do highly encourage you to do so. It covers not only the show matches, but also the $20,000 prize pool between gear as well as cash for the main event. The playoffs for that coming soon. The same teams as the G1 League, North American, European qualifiers. But with all that being said, I'm LD, and he's Epi. Epi, thank you very much for joining me, man. Any shout-outs, any plugs, anything you want to mention?
Oh, I just want to thank you for having me. It's an honor to finally get the chance to cast with you, man. Been a big fan, and also big thank you to the tuning in. Yeah, just 2 quick shoutouts. I'm a new Join Dota caster. For those that don't know me, just follow me please on Twitter at @EpicCommentary. You can see my countdown on the Join Dota main page. I'll be very happy to have the chance to say hi to you guys on my live stream once in a while. But that is it. Thanks again, LD.
Epi, thanks for bearing with me while I'm borderline insane from casting for like 12 hours straight. And, well, again, it's twitter.com/EpiCommentary. Hope you guys will support him. Epi, I find your commentary very soothing and enjoyable myself. So, hope to hear more from you in the future. And, guys, stay tuned. Game 3, RoX.KiS. They're now down 0-2. We'll play it out regardless. But they have pride at stake, man. And they can't be feeling good about the way Na'Vi is beating them down. I'm LD. He's Epi. We'll be back after this. Game 3 coming up in a jiffy.